This podcast was recorded during the SAG-AFTRA strike. Without the work of the actors currently on strike, Wonka and a lot of the other things we cover on this podcast wouldn't exist.
Hi everybody. Welcome to Wonka Watch's 100th episode. Woo! We've done 100 of these episodes, and we totally had free will and choice in what this episode got to be until an asteroid came and crashed into those beautiful plans and blew up the planet. And now we're in the fucking vacuum, and we're having to talk about another goddamn Wonka trailer.
We knew it was coming, but they could have had the decency to give us our 100th episode fanfiction special that we were going to do. Because I'm going to let you know, I think most people expect the 100th episode to be special and celebratory. It is special. It's not celebratory. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
It does feel like the perfect cruelty, though.
Right.
It feels very encapsulating of this podcast that this happened to us, you know?
Exactly. And like the stars aligning so that we're talking about a Wonka trailer on our 100th episode. Is it cute? Yeah. But, like, so are poisonous frogs. Like...
Yeah. I do love a dart frog.
I love them so much. They're so cute.
They're so cute.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, this fucking... And we got Frogcast, trying to talk about our favorite frogs. Tree frog. They used to come in my house all the time. And one time I saw a dust bunny, and I was like, oh, this dust bunny looks like a frog. And it turns out it was a crumpled up carcass of a frog that had got stuck in my house and died.
What? Wait, what?
Oh, the memory's coming back. Oh, no. I picked it up because I thought it was just dust. And I was like, oh, that looks like a frog. And it was decayed, rotted carcass of a frog. And
Happy 100th episode.
Happy 100th episode.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Wonka Watch. This is the podcast where we talk about everything Wonka. And today that means we're talking about Wonka trailer number 2. I'm your host, Felicia.
And I'm your other host, Elaine.
And yeah, today we're breaking into this as we prep for the Wonka-verse, which is coming out December 2023, which is getting scarily close. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's scary. It's spooky.
We're in the same quarter as the movie.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it.
We're actually exactly, as we're recording this, 2 months away.
Holy fucking shit.
Oh,
get that
God,
out
I just
here.
laid an egg and it's filled with anxiety. Make that in an omelet and get some paranoia.
I literally talked for like 40 minutes before recording to try and get us to chill the fuck out about all this, and it like kind of worked, but now it's all back.
Now it's all back.
I was good for a minute until I remembered it's like less than 10 episodes, 2 months left, and I'm like, actually get me the fuck out of here. I need to go, guys.
But we have something that can tether us back. Something that always brings us joy. And what is that, Felicia?
It's a paper airplane, and what is it? It's a GQ magazine. I'm poking out of the sky.
Oh.
I'm flipping through the GQ magazine. Oh my God, there's an ad in here. There's an ad, and this is kind of good for you, Elaine. This is good.
Oh.
There's an ad that was sent to us by our listener, Lauren. They just signed on the bottom here. You may remember a prediction you had a while ago that the Try Guys would dress up as Wonka on the way.
Yeah.
Near the release of Wonka. Now, that didn't happen, but for the Eat the Menu series, they posted a edit of Keith on the Chocolate Factory cover. This is Keith Habersberger in the Cheesecake Factory. And I think it counts as something.
Oh,
it's not fully correct.
God.
It's not fully correct.
Oh, it's not fully correct, but like...
But I'm giving you what did I put it as?
Plausible?
I put it in the right area.
Okay. That makes me feel good. And we still have time. But the fact that this has already happened is it promises.
The actual prediction was the Try Guys will try on different Wonka costumes leading up to the premiere. I think the fact that it was only one guy and it was an edit and it was for a different purpose, I put it as in the right area. If it was all of them, I'd probably put it as very close.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But there's a chance. If they do
That's
another
crazy, though.
Wonka thing, I'm moving it up. Okay? Does that make sense?
That sounds good. Yeah. I mean, honestly, the fact that even this happened, because I was thinking about it too, and I was like, that might be a post-Wonka thing if they even do it. I think they've already done their giant costume. I don't even know. I know they wear
did a
costumes
Barbie
at some
thing
point.
when Barbie came out. They might.
So there's
If
a
they do
possibility.
anything Wonka related, it's going to be very close for you. It's just you made it very specific, so that kind of fucked you over.
I did. But this bodes well. This bodes
It does
well.
bode well.
What will happen first? The Try Guys or a fish that comes up and slaps you?
Well, I will say some predictions that I'm surprised the predictions that have gotten Fallout this episode. I'm not really happy about some of them, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But now we're going to talk about what I'm very excited about, as I always delight in sharing with you all, a GQ story. GQ, British Vogue, they bring me so much happiness. This article was written by Eileen Carter, and I think we've read something by Eileen Carter before, and I want to give her flowers, because, wow, she really did it with this one. The article is titled, Timothée Chalamet is all aboard the socks and sandals train. It starts. What's that in the distance? Is it some kind of locomotive? A train is coming down the line, and dangling out of each window is a set of sandal-shod feet. Look closer. Each foot encased in a sock, and then an open-toed shoe. Peering inside the shoe's owner have familiar faces. David Beckham, Tyler, the Creator, even Justin Bieber. But who's that? Sprightly socks and sandals wearing newcomer hopping aboard? Why, it's Timothée Chalamet!
Oh! Chugga chugga choo choo! Chugga chugga choo
Unsurprisingly, the socks and sandals train let Timmy off at a Starbucks in Bel Air, where the actor was spotted this week grabbing a hot coffee while wearing a relatively subdued, seasonally ambiguous outfit. A black plain t-shirt. I'll show you this outfit. It is the most unnoteworthy outfit I've ever seen in my life, Elaine.
How can you have a foot out of each side of a window of a train? What kind of split long legs are you doing? I love this, Eileen.
Seasonally ambiguous outfit, a plain black t-shirt, knee-length cargo shorts, and scrunched down Adidas crew socks crammed into a pair of Prada black leather fisherman sandals.
This man is walking into a Jiffy Lube. Why? He is going to Walmart to quickly pick up toilet paper. He is going to CVS to get red vines. There is nothing to
And look, I can't knock on somebody for talking about something that's not that big of a deal, because come on. But still, Timmy's monochromatic ensemble is a prime example of transitional dressing for this shoulder season. Here we have the fisherman sandal, this past summer's hottest shoe, retrofitted for fall with a pair of sporty socks. Many say socks and sandals are a polarizing combination, but that's a pretty binary way of thinking. If you expand your mind and heed Timothy's call, comfy hosiery paired with breezy footwear is perfect for the in-betweens.
binary thinking. To everybody who's not starting, he's wearing a black t-shirt with what looks like a puka shell necklace, sunglasses, black cargo pants, and then ankle black socks with some very aggressive multi-layered sandals. Like, that's it.
It's nothing.
It's absolutely nothing.
It's like an outfit I would put on and then change into something else. I don't think it looks bad on him, but
it's just an outfit. Like, there's no statement to be made here. It's not a statement.
No.
It's a byline. It's a note in the wind. But Eileen, I love that Eileen can turn anything into a beautiful adventure.
Yeah. Glad that we're turning into the Eileen Carter fan podcast.
We are the Eileen fan.
Last thing, which I forgot about, the Wonka movie Instagram has released official character portraits.
Ooh,
so I'm putting the links down here. We have the villains and the heroes. We get some names here, which we did not have before. So let's look at the villains one first, which is the first link. We have Keegan-Michael Key as the chief of police. He's holding what looks to be a big jawbreaker or gobstopper.
Nice.
Next slide, we have Rowan Atkinson as Father Julius.
With an old-fashioned telephone.
Yes. No, it's not. It's Timmy uses the wall-mounted telephone is my prediction. Okay. Then we have Slugworth. We know this. Nothing new. Mm-hmm, He's holding what looks to be a silver. Is that a silver sovereign?
A silver sovereign. Ooh. I get mint candy from Slugworth. Slugworth is giving me mint.
Prodnose. Next slide. Prodnose has got to be doing something with toffee.
Right.
Matthew Bainton is absolutely chewing up this Fickle Gruber photo.
I really do think I'm going to love Fickle Gruber so much.
No, same. Yeah,
like,
he is...
there's already a lot, but, like, you know, Fickle Gruber. And
We
Fickle
made ourselves
Gruber.
very emotionally attached to Fickle Gruber.
We really did.
Now we have Olivia Colman as Mrs. Scrubbit.
Okay.
That puts a wrench in my plans because I thought her and Tom Davis were a couple. So fuck me. I mean, they might still be.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
Tom Davis as Bleacher. So it's not Bleach It. It's Bleacher.
Bleacher.
And he is given his best Sweeney Todd here.
Wow, really?
Holding
Truly.
a wooden club. A very small wooden club.
I enjoy these posters, by the way. The way they've set them
well,
up.
this does not give me the gripes we've had with the other one.
Yeah, the font doesn't suck. Interesting.
I know.
How
I like
strong
it.
font.
You know what it
really makes
reminds me
nice.
of? The Wonderbly book. All right, Heroes 1.
Heroes.
We have Timothée Chalamet as Willy Wonka. We can see some nice embroidery on his thing. Hat still fucking sucks, but that's nothing new. This is a different scarf. This is his like red, white, and blue scarf.
Patriot Wonka.
It's not a new scarf. I am been aware of that. Hugh Grant is the Oompa Loompa, and they did make him tiny. But they didn't put his name on here because isn't it Lofty according to the trailer, or is he describing himself?
No, his name is Lofty.
Okay, so they just called him the Oompa Loompa because they know nobody cares about the name.
Yeah.
Then we have Cal Elaine as Noodle in front of the hover chalk.
Noodle.
Now we have a new name. Natasha Rothwell is playing Piper Benz.
Ooh, little Rosie the Riveter.
Like a mechanic, like an engineer?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's a prediction of mine. Piper Benz is an engineer. There we go. Sorry if I took that. But
no, also pipes and bends.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Rakita Carr is Lottie Bell. I mean, she's got to be a telephone operator, right?
That's literally, yeah.
I mean, that's
unless she just really enjoys plugging things into things.
Do we want to make that prediction for both of us? Because it's kind of obvious, it feels like.
Yes. Some might say that might just be a full-on assumption.
Well, what are we doing if not assumptions? Like,
I know, yes.
They're well-made assumptions.
I'm just loving
it. Alexander Graham Bell, you know?
Oh, I know. Lottie Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it tracks. I'm excited. Getting some cable girls. Oh, my goodness.
Jim Carter is Abacus Crunch, so he's an accountant.
What a great name.
Right? He's an accountant.
What a delight. For sure.
I didn't think about this before, but now it's so incredibly obvious.
Yes. Especially a little clipboard, his little glasses. Hug my grandpa.
Hug my grandpa.
He's still giving hug my grandpa, and I'm glad that
then
has stayed.
Rich Vulture is Larry Chucklesworth. This one I don't think we can count as like, oh, he's a comedian prediction, because fucking obviously there's no other way to read Larry Chucklesworth. Larry Chucklesworth is wild. I don't know how I feel about Larry Chucklesworth.
Because Larry Chucklesworth has not really fully been on the radar. It's just been a background character, I think, seen in a couple scenes, but like I didn't even register Larry Chucklesworth as a character worthy enough to have a poster, and I'm excited and hate Larry Chucklesworth at the same time. I feel such strong feelings in this moment about Larry Chucklesworth.
We're gonna have a lot of feelings.
Wow.
Man, the Hunger Games after this is gonna be fucking wild.
Oh my.
Larry Chucklesworth absolutely wipes out the arena.
Larry Chucklesworth gets an axe.
Who the fuck is Larry Chucklesworth? Now it's time to actually discuss this trailer. Going through it step by step. Elaine was watching it on 0.25 speed and sent me multiple videos of it, so I'm sure we're going to hear about that.
So good.
But I guess we just have to get into it. So, as we all know, the trailer begins with the Hugo Loompa opening. He creeps in by moonlight through the window, and he sneaks to grab this jar, but he accidentally falls into a trap set by Wonka, which is Rube Goldberg style.
Yes.
Boxing glove hits this, like, tile into a phonograph and down a pipe and into the jar. And, okay, so this is something I want to say. And Timmy Wonka wakes up from this, which implies that these might be his pajamas that he's wearing here?
It's a night dress. It's a night shirt.
Oh my god. I was so hoping it was
This is when I had to start 2.25x in it, and I was like, oh my god. He's wearing a night shirt. He's got a nightgown. It's fantastic.
It is a nightgown?
It like, I mean, night shirt, it like goes to the calf. Like, this is a thing.
Where
it
do you
goes.
see that?
When he bends over.
Oh my god, I'm so excited because I wanted him to have a little hat with a pom-pom.
Right, because it's weird that he's wearing the little ascot. Let me find it's when I think he's about to sit down. Yeah, and then they pan out again. It's when he's like walking about. There's like a small scene, but you can see that like it's not just a shirt.
It
like
goes over his butt, yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
there's
so
no
happy.
pant. There's no pant that happened.
That makes me so pleased.
I'm sad it wasn't a prediction I ever made, but it fits and makes me so giddy.
Okay, perfect. I'm glad we can confirm he wears a nightgown like Mr. Scrooge.
Yes.
So, there's also a lot of like vials and almost potion bottles that are glowing, you know?
Yes.
In the background of this, which implies that like one, this explains that like he's got all this shit going on before him and Hugo Loompa really meet. So, you know what I mean? Like that's just good notes to make.
Yeah, for sure.
Which we already knew, but still. That's most of my notes on this scene. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that was mostly, honestly, the nightshirt was my biggest takeaway. That made me so happy. I loved that, like you said, Rue Goldberg. It was very much a Home Alone setup.
Yes,
kind of trap where it's like
yeah.
unnecessary but quite delightful. And I wanted to note, because I just saw it in the poster too, and I had tracked this, Hugo Loompa is specifically going for this jar of white and dark chocolate candies with the gold ribbons. He is actively holding it in the poster, and in this one, that's the jar he's going for. So we're not just going for like any chocolate.
Anything.
It's whatever chocolates he's created in this bell jar that Hugo Loompa wants, which I think is intriguing to note.
Yes. There's him introducing himself to the crowd, which is the next scene. Also, I wanted to note, there's no present on this cane. Did that get scrapped? What happened to the present on the cane?
I had a whole thing about the cane, too. I was like, there's no present, but there is the button on top that pops out the little, like, Wonka flag when he goes to set up, which spurred, like, 3 predictions for me, because I'm bonkers. But yeah, no, the present's gone. I don't know if they scrapped that or if that's just supposed to be whimsical, but you're right. I'm wondering, do we actually ever get the present on the cane, or is that just fucking gone and we will literally never have the answer?
We were so invested in the present on the cane. Like, we literally
is
made
it a single cocoa bean?
Guess what would be in the present cane. We made him do that. And we were going to make every guest do it until we forgot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we get a better look at the hover chalks here, which are interesting.
They look really cute, but they don't look like something you'd eat.
I can't tell what shape they're making here.
It looks like when you open a Baby Bell.
No,
like
yes, it very much does.
The red was blue and bugs? Are they supposed to be flying bugs?
So that's the scene. I mean, a lot of this trailer is rehashing what we've seen already, just in slightly wider views, you know?
Yes.
So then at this scene, we have Wonka saying, "I'm a magician, prepare to be amazed." And he pulls a teapot out of a hat.
But looks confused, which makes me, you know, pulling a teapot out of a hat is still impressive. But what was he planning on pulling out of the hat?
Well, here's the thing. Noodle does a little giggle looking at him around the corner. I think she set him up.
I bet he faked it then. You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
Noodle. And that's how Noodle gets inserted into this whole thing. Oh, I'm in.
She thinks he's, like, doing too much. You know what I mean? And she just kind of fucks
like,
with him at the beginning.
Sure. Right.
Sure,
yeah,
Bessie,
Wonka.
you're a magician. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because I don't think he is, like, I think his chocolate has magical properties, but I do think it has a sciencey basis. I don't know. Like, I'm not getting the vibe that he can legit pull shit out of a hat. Like, he obviously can't. I don't think that's...
Yeah.
That would
it's
so
very
break
science-based magic, so to speak.
I would actually like it if he deliberately tries to make himself seem like he can pull things out of hats. That's a very Wonka
really
trait to me.
Funny.
It is.
I mean? The small little magic tricks. Like...
Good for you.
Boom.
Yeah. So, we'll talk about it, but, like, I think there was more of the Wonka-isms I was looking for in this.
Yes. Yeah,
Not
for
all
sure.
the way there, but there's one specific thing that gave me hope, and it actually comes in the next scene. It's the dog wash scene, which is wild. So this is the Good Squad in the inventing room with the bikes and shit. It's just very inventing room. This feels like a precursor. Cute. And he introduces them to Willy Wonka's wild and wonderful wishy-washy Wonka Walker. And him putting his name in it twice, that gave me hope for a minute.
That was great.
Like, that's the Wonka I know.
Yeah.
You would put your name in it twice. And he's like, please don't make me say that again. And it's like, girl, you named it.
Yeah. And he said it so fast.
It's like he was burdened by the choice he made, which feels
he like
very
didn't
Wonka.
want to have to make it, but he did. You know?
Yeah.
And it wasn't
He
just
felt
like walking and
compelled by
washing the
some
dog,
greater force.
which is what I thought the whole thing was. It's walking and washing the dog and also doing laundry for humans. I was like, whoa, the things you learn at 0.25x speed. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was a lot. Elaine went 2.5. I went frame by frame. We went.
My goal originally was not to do it, but then I laughed so hard at one of the scenes. I was like, I kind of have to do this for the whole thing, right? And it's a horror film, guys. It is a horror film. The dogs were displeased.
How long is it? Like 8 minutes long?
It's really fucking long. I kind of skipped around some of the boring parts. It was more like, whoa, let me see this. And that's when I discovered so many things. I started taking screenshots.
I'm so excited. Me too. I feel like this trailer didn't offer me much on the initial viewing, but it offered me a lot on the
second viewing. Yes.
I still think my issue with this movie is I worry Wonka's going to be too optimistic and his negative traits aren't going to be on show. But him putting his name in it twice made me like, okay, they're at least a tiny bit aware. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if he is deliberately kind of trying to con people into thinking he's more mysterious and magical than he actually is, that also would work for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I do actually have a quick note on that.
Yeah.
So he says in the trailer, I'm an inventor and chocolate maker. And chocolate maker comes at the end of that sentence, like a quiet little thing, as though it sounds like chocolate is the afterthought. Like maybe he was supposed to pursue like engineering, and I don't know, not the edit that, but you know what I mean? Like maybe by society it's easier and accepted, an easier route if he like is like a man who tinkers with things. A tinker man, if you will.
This isn't even a Wonka origin story. It's a Tinkerman origin story.
Tinkerman is time-traveling old Willy Wonka coming back trying to get Charlie Bucket to not go into the factory, and it's supposed to stop all the events, but he can't. That just made me so hyped. I knew I shouldn't have said the word tinker. I knew it was coming to me, but I couldn't. Anyway, mostly what I'm thinking is it's because he's the wishy-washy Wonka dog washer thing isn't chocolate-related, so he's clearly just passionate about making things, but I'm wondering if like the chocolate thing, he really loves it, but he doesn't do it for some reason. It's not his main thing. And I think
could see that.
That was an interesting thing I noted this time around. I was like, inventor and chocolate maker, but he really said that second part like, I wonder if I have a dream, but like, I don't know.
The Wonka Walker is him trying to pivot after he realizes that chocolate might not be viable.
What would be the point of being a chocolate maker when the chocolate cartel is around? You have no chance, so why bother?
So he's trying to do this, and then they convince him, no, you should really try.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Hot.
That checks out. I would be I want him to be a little more beaten down, you know?
Yeah.
There has to be something here.
That boy don't eat a vegetable. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. We see him making some chocolate, and Noodle calls it the best chocolate in the world. So I bet Noodle's going to be like, no, bro, your shit fucking slaps. You need to keep going with it. You know what I mean? And then we see the chocolate cartel trying the chocolate, and they're like, he's too fucking good. He's so good. You see Wonka sitting on a cotton candy cloud, and he's throwing out chocolate to the crowd. And I think this is going to be right before the shop catches on fire and his big narrative breakdown. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the vibe. And also, he's also in that area when he sees the fire. And the fire also, we can't talk about the fire yet. We'll keep it off, because I think I found the source of it. And I'm like, oh my God. Phantom of the Opera shit. We'll talk about it. And then there's also a cash register, which seems like a fun shoot to give people change. I loved that.
Yeah, that was so fun.
And it drops it into a guy's hat. And then it's revealed that Fickelgruber cannot hear the word poor without gagging, which is wild, but
fabulous.
It's good.
It
was fun.
I loved that.
I do have an unfortunate note. Rewatching this trailer, it seems like there aren't any French accents, and that made me very sad. They do seem to all be British. And we had marked that as correct because we just believed someone had a French accent, but it turned out they were just like over-the-top British, and we were reading in with hope. So that was one of yours.
We
need
a side character to pop in. Then we're hoping for a little.
We still have hope,
interaction,
but I can't keep it correct now.
Not looking good. Oh no, for
Yeah.
sure. That will be absolutely hilarious if no one has a French accent in this.
How fucking dare, with all the fucking signs in French.
Yeah, that would be depressing, but hilarious.
So now we're onto the ice dunking scene, which may be the main event of the trailer.
The best.
So Slugworth tells Keegan-Michael Key to send Wonka a message, which I think is actually extremely funny because he does so subtly by just screaming at him, "Don't sell chocolate in this town," and dunking him in ice water, which is funny. That one's good, guys.
It's really funny.
He also has like a New York accent. Keegan-Michael Key was the standout of this trailer for me.
Yes.
We both have discussed he's going to be our favorite character, I think. Like, I am obsessed with the chief of police in this movie.
Yes.
It's such a dumb character, and I love it. He's just incompetent, and that's it. But he's very entertaining. And then he says, you know, you're going to get more of a bonk on the head. And Wonka goes, I don't have a bonk on the head. And then he's like, oh yeah, I forgot. Bank! Fucking dunks him.
And that was when my faith in Timmy Wonka was restored, Felicia.
Same.
Honestly, that line and that delivery, I was like, oh my God, wait, that's it. That's
I was going to say, because
for.
this is my thesis earlier that I'm going to explain. which I guess we'll say later, the only other character we have seen him actually interact with in conversation is Hugo Loompa, which I don't think is a fair judge of his performance.
You know what? That's so true.
This is the first time we've seen him interact with someone who's not Hugo Loompa in, like, an uncut conversation. And this is, like, I watched this and I was like, this is good. This is good. This felt Wonka. This felt optimistic, but still in a way that you could believe, you know?
Yeah.
I believed it. Him with Keegan-Michael Key felt grounded. It was good. I liked it. And then you see him with Hugo Loompa where he's dealing with, you know, the CGI, that part of it. Like, Hugh Grant's probably off in the corner off on set. And then also Hugh Grant is giving such a fucking bonkers performance.
Which we need to unravel that.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk there because that
we're gonna talk. We had, after we recorded our episode, that was our first reactions. We had an extended discussion of why don't I hate Timmy Wonka, because everyone is very pissed about Timmy Wonka, and I was like, why don't I have this initial rejection that everyone else does? And I figured out why. I did some deep analysis on the inside and figured out why. But I do agree. This is the scene that was like, he's gonna be fine. I believe firmly that if this movie fails, it's not gonna be because of Timmy.
I agree, because he does have the silly expressions, and the line delivery was very much that, like, whimsy thing, where it's not just trying to be Gene Wilder, it's just trying to be the essence of Willy Wonka, if you will. But it was nice to see, like, facial responses to things, because I think you're right, the scenes that are picked, too, are, like, pretty neutral so far, because, like, he and Noodle interact, it's just like, I have an idea, and she's like, oh, and, like, Noodle's doing a lot of, like, dancing and stuff, so I feel like they're gonna have a lot of hilarious banter that we just haven't gotten to see. But that's a really good call out that we haven't really seen Willy Wonka, Timmy Wonka, like, actually interact with.
I'm glad you thought that scene was good, because I felt the same way. I was like, this is the best Timmy
honestly,
Wonka
like,
scene so far, and I don't know why.
In our first reaction, like, video too, I've been like, I'm hoping to see more, and we really didn't. And again, that was our first watch through, so I was just more delighted that violence with ice was happening, and I wasn't really focusing on, like, the acting so much. I just was, like, having a great time. But going back through, I was like, okay, that is the one section that makes me feel really good. If we have more of that energy throughout this, we're set. And you're right, it will not be Timothée Chalamet's fault if this falls
and I want to be clear,
anything,
I don't like being the Timothée Chalamet frontline defense. I don't want to be. He made $6 million. He doesn't need anybody defending him. Do you know what I mean?
No.
But I also think I'm just getting annoyed because it's like we are watching this so out of context, and I think we're just not judging it on the right grounds yet. Do you know what I mean?
I'm totally cool with being wrong about this. I think it's mostly, we were talking about it, it's mostly just the immediate rejection of anyone trying to be Willy Wonka is just so immediate that, like, you could never possibly, like, you know, do it justice in anyone's eyes. So it's a hard thing to step into and then to try to make it your own.
And I think the thing is over time, I have no reverence for the role of Wonka at all anymore.
Because we're so numb to it.
I think once you've watched the Service Now commercials, you're gone. You're fine.
You're gone.
Anyone can do it. Yeah. Once you've seen Wonkazoid, you're good. No one's gonna
it's
fucking.
It's not that special. I hate to say it.
It's not that special.
It's not.
I think Gene was great, but I don't think it's untouchable. You know?
Yeah. No. Like, I think
fine.
It's, you know, it can be dabbled with, and it's fine. And so, you know, we can still all end up hating
also,
it for
we think the book that it starts from is shitty to begin with.
Yeah.
So, like, we think the source material sucks. So we haven't talked about that in a while. I still fucking hate this book.
We literally just took a squat and shat over everyone.
Yeah, I hate
this.
The source text. I think it sucks. Anyway,
it's just
okay.
Anyway, that's what we have. But yeah, I'm not as, like, wary as I was before. I'm still, you know, we'll see how it works out.
Yeah,
but,
I also think there's
was
the kind of thing of, like,
fabulous.
Yeah, the ice scene was great. I do think there's also, we're gonna still keep talking about this, so we're gonna have to at least be at peace with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we can't
for sure.
spend time being annoyed at the concept.
100%. A lot of this is just, like, mental safety net that we have to put up. You know, we're teetering constantly, guys. Constantly.
So we have Hugo Loompa and Timmy on the boat, and he tells Timmy to stand up to the bullies.
Yes.
So maybe Hugo Loompa convinces him. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
I have a whole theory going on there.
Yeah, the boat. They're on this boat in the snow, which I thought was at the beginning of the movie. So this is big for me. Learning this is later.
Why doesn't zoom in screenshots that we can get into later as well?
Same. I spotted it's very much like where's Hugo Loompa is what these scenes are.
It's really, and those started telling you what was going on because you don't notice him at first in some of those scenes.
We'll get into the castle plot. We'll talk about it.
Hold on to your butts.
I'm glad you also got into this conspiracy with me. So
where's Waldo?
So now we're on to the Oompa Loompa scene on the island. So we thought these were spears at first. They're not. It's like uniforms, and they're holding metal axes.
Okay. Maybe they're the cocoa bean team.
Probably. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
They might be.
That is much better than,
force.
Your classic narrative of the natives have spears and are cannibals. Which we really don't need with the Oompa Loompas. We really don't need to add that to...
And I don't think it's going that route, because Hugo Loompa is doing very well for himself. Holy shit, this man is so rich.
Yes.
Literally his fucking, like, wings that he has like an OL monogram on them. I
mean, he's wearing a suit.
He's wearing a suit. He has this giant, like,
shoes with
portable recliner. So he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
So I do think it is very much, they're doing a different route with the Oompa Loompas, which is good. I still don't love everything about it. I don't love Hugh Grant. And we'll talk about that. But
this has been such the plot twist, honestly. I mean, we knew it was like a toss-up in general with Oompa Loompas, but yeah, man, how I have also changed opinions on...
I like the word Hugo Loompa, and I think
love
Hugh
the
Grant
word Hugo Loompa
is funny.
Yes. Yeah.
But Hugh Grant as an Oompa Loompa, I feel complicated on. And not good. So we'll talk more. Also, the Chocolate Cartel headquarters is like in a safe.
Yeah, that was wild.
It's like very underground. So he is on the bridge to the castle with Hugo Loompa. And this was crazy because we're like, what the fuck is a castle? And it has a sign. Did you see the sign?
I did. Don't you worry.
The sign says, "For sale, daydreamers. Welcome. Daydreamers welcome." And we're like, this has got to be a song, right? Because this is at least a song. And this mimics the No Daydreaming from trailer 1.
Exactly.
So it's a through line. Wait, and that's a through line too, with him daydreaming about making chocolate and being an engineer and inventor. We've got it. We've got it, guys.
We're on to it.
We're on to you, Paul King.
Little Polly, watch out. We're coming.
Total film. Wonka Watch will get us. Yeah, we fucking will, bitch.
He's been cowering this whole time. He's been waiting. He's like, they surely won't notice.
So Wonka gets shut down selling candy by the fountain in the center square. And there's like on his little cart, there's like a mini iron Ferris wheel with stuff on it. I just got excited.
Fucking great. I didn't.
Very small. And he has everything in sacks. And also, you know what's crazy? So much chocolate in this. No foil still.
No foil still.
And you made fun of me for saying, "Oh, that's going to be a gimme, Felicia. It's too easy." No. Trailer 2, no foil. I know it's going to happen in the movie, but still, I love it.
I need there to be absolutely no foil now. This is
I'd actually almost feel better if there was no foil, because you said it was too easy. So I almost want there to not be any foil. And I'm like, see, it wasn't.
See, we're both going to get such glee and delight out of it either way, which is perfect.
Yeah. So during a song, this is definitely during a song, because he jumps down a sewer, which is fucking crazy.
Did you see who else jumped down that sewer?
Hugo Loompa?
0.25x speed. You're looking. And let me copy paste the
Holy
screenshot
shit.
I got.
Oh, I did not get that.
Oh, dude, I had to I was like, wait. I literally felt like I was solving a cold case. Okay, hold on. I've never felt happier in my life. I've put down the zoomed in screenshot for you. This is the arm we see right before. Okay? I'm going to send another screenshot to you because my theory is that this is insane.
Is that Noodle?
I think it's Noodle. And I think we can confirm that because because I think this is their runaway scene, and it might lead to the balloon dancing scene where she is seen wearing a blue coat, and I believe she has a gray jumper under it. Thus, in this zoom in, we see a hand with a blue coat and a gray cuff popping out. And who would Wonka trust to go in the sewers with? That's a very specific kind of person you go down a sewer with. And I feel like Noodle could be it. And then that would also possibly explain, now they're running away, they're on the outskirts of cities, and they're talking about the dreams, and their dreams are being threatened, and now we have balloons.
Yeah. I love it.
Someone else is in the sewer.
I did some other outfit analysis as well, so I'm glad we're on the same page. This is exhilarating.
I feel alive. I feel so alive.
So now we're talking about the fire scene, and this was my big win. If you slow down the scene where the fire comes into his chocolate shop, you can see it's not just like, it looks like, for a second I was like, did they throw these like glowing fireballs in the room? But it's a chandelier. It's a chandelier that gets cut from the ceiling and falls down because it's these glowing balls that then spark. So it's a chandelier. So the Chocolate Cartel's having their Phantom of the Opera moment.
Oh my god.
And this is happening during his big, because he's in the tree in the middle in like horror. And I think it's going to be made to look like an accident. Do you know what I mean? It's something that gives them plausible deniability that like he didn't do it right. You know what I mean?
And I bet they spent so long building it up too, and it's just like you've been shut down by the man. Oh my god.
I feel like that scene's gonna make
good.
me mad when I watch it.
Oh yeah. That might be when I awkwardly cry. Which I still think will happen today. I'll probably awkwardly cry at some point. Because what the fuck do you do?
We're both gonna cry.
Hysterical crying of some sort from some source.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking Paddington, guy. We're gonna die.
Yeah. And then also, like, what a moment.
Yeah.
What a moment.
It also looks like there's a thing where he's standing on the mast of the boat and he's totally fucking singing.
Oh, for sure. There's a little kick dance. Little moment.
Yeah, he's got like a little like, woo! vibe going on.
That's where he does his final belt of the song. Like
Timothée Chalamet's audition for the Peter Pan reboot.
Timothée Chalamet as Peter Pan. I would be willing to do another podcast like this for Peter Pan. I don't really have any strong feelings and or negative feelings about Peter Pan. And I would fucking do that.
Let me tell you, it's got just as rough of a background as this one.
I mean, yeah, Tiger Lily, etc. Etc. Yeah. No.
Yeah. At 1:53, we have the Chocolate Cartel floating off into the sky.
So cute.
I thought that was wild. I was like, okay.
Which we had from the first trailer, because they tried the hover chalk and they're like, oh, fuck, we're flying. Goodbye.
There's the chocolate fountain at 1:57. Okay, I have a theory about this. We'll talk about this. So he is covered in chocolate. I don't think it's insane to me to say he's covered in chocolate here, right?
For sure.
He's kind of at a fountain in the middle of the atrium. I thought it was a fountain. I thought it was the same fountain he was in front of when he was selling candy the first time. I don't think that's true.
Okay.
I think it's different because if you look at the background, that other place has a square background, and it's a different place. Okay, different fountain.
Okay.
But Timmy is covered in chocolate in front of it. I assume it's Timmy. I mean, it has to be. It's his outfit. It's got the striped pants and the jacket, you know. There's fireworks going on over top of the fountain, but I think this is how him and Noodle escaped getting drowned in chocolate.
Oh.
Right? Because it's in like an underground sewer system. I don't know how they'll escape, but I feel like their end result of escape involves this
fountain,
because
like as a vision kind of thing.
No,
or like
he's covered in chocolate here. This is after they get the chocolate dumped onto them. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, because that was getting daydream vibe.
It could,
but
be,
I love
why
the
would
idea
covered
of
in
like
chocolate in a daydream.
Because why would there be a chocolate fountain in the middle of a town square when everyone else is
thinking about unveiling my chocolate fountain to the town? I'm not going to be fucking covered in chocolate while I do it.
Oh, I think so. I mean, I'm not saying yours isn't plausible. I love that idea too, but I think it's also very fair to also say that's possibly a daydream sequence because there's also gold that shoots out of that fountain.
No, it is true.
So,
that is
but
unbelievable
I love the
to
idea.
me. But that is the part that doesn't track. But I could see Paul King doing something like that because it's kind of a nod to the Chocolate River. He's got... But also, it's like they're underground in this weird sewer system. Willie has been in the sewer system multiple times.
As we know.
Maybe he knows how to
Very
route
classy.
shit up. Maybe Piper Benz fucking
Piper Benz is a drag queen name. Can we consult on that? Okay. It's fantastic. I love it as a name.
Yeah, so there's like a gold firework coming out the top. I'm not sure. We'll get to that later. And then we see what is a dream sequence of the factory. This is a dream sequence. This is not real. We can confer. Because this is in the castle, right?
It's in the castle because
I'm glad we're on the same
who
page.
else is in there, Felicia?
Hugo Loompa.
Hugo Loompa. In a nice little suit.
Yes. I
did not notice
about
him our
lost
first
my
watch
shit when I saw him. Yes,
Same.
I was like, oh my god!
I literally, that's what I was like, we can timestamp this now.
Because Hugo Loompa's on the bridge to the castle, and let me tell you guys, he's really fucking tiny. It's not an easy spot.
Tiny. No.
But you see the scene, he's very clearly singing here, and the colors make more sense if this is a dream. I'm fine with it.
Yes.
And this is him imagining what he would turn the castle into, I believe. I think a song where he's like talking about this is what it will be, you know. And then you get, I mean, 2 minutes in, you see a little Hugo Loompa. He's got a little boater hat on.
Yeah.
And now we have the airplane bit. I did notice something here, though, I want to say.
Oh,
At 2 minutes and 5 seconds, I don't think... I think the song happens at a different point. If you go to 2 minutes and 4 seconds, he hears the sound of Hugo Loompa dragging this crate. And he looks like kind of concerned for a minute. Like, it seems like he's on edge and a little paranoid about everything that's happened. And then he sees him coming around a corner and makes the face like, this fucking bitch.
Yeah.
If you see it.
I agree.
And then the song happens. So, like, that's just an insight to the character. And then we have what is on Timmy's hand. What is going on with that? Do you have a theory? Did you figure it out?
I have a couple theories going on here. First off, do we want to talk about premium economy real quick?
Yeah.
Hugo Lumpa's talking about premium economy. You zoom in on Willy Wonka sitting on the bench of this boat, because it's a boat, and you see there's a little, like, pillow paper behind him, and it says OMMY beneath it. And you're going, what is it? So you have to go from another angle and zoom in, and the bench is premium economy. So when he's talking about he doesn't have premium economy, it's because the bench is premium economy. And I was like, that's fucking good. That's really fucking good.
Okay, because I was wondering what the premium economy is, and I was also like, what is the thing behind him? But if it is premium economy, that is extremely funny.
Yeah, which might make that bit a little less, like, clumsy, because it'll be this whole thing about, like, he's probably like, oh my gosh, we're slumming it as we travel, and it's like premium economy is just a bench, but instead we just get the most...
Yeah, and it's funny that he's like, I'm slumming it so hard.
Yeah.
As I have this giant crate that is a personal transportation. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Yes, yeah. And then the hand, I have a theory about the hand. It's a bit far-fetched, but I don't think there's actually anything on his hand. I originally thought maybe he had, like, a burn or something, but I did take one little screenshot. It was the closest I could get to seeing that hand. I'll drop it in our drop zone, and I mean,
I feel like you're doing what I normally do, and this is amazing.
I'm insane. I love trying to find little small hints. So
it feels good, doesn't it? I do think my guess is he has something written on his hand.
I think he might have fate written on his hand, because I think either he's thinking about something that he touched or felt in his hand and it's a memory, or he's remembering something a palm reader told him. We have a bit of mystical and mystery kind of thing going on, and there's balloons, circus, there's all these animals, right? Who's to say a palm reader couldn't come across his path? And he's going, wait. And he's going to see a chocolate bar in his fucking hand, like the lines on his hand are going to glow, and he'll be like, oh, that's what it was the whole time.
That there would be a fortune teller that makes a big impact on his life already.
That'd be fucking amazing.
I think my guess is he's written something on his hand that he doesn't realize the significance of until now.
I like that.
Or maybe he got, like, a stamp stuck in his hand or something. Like,
maybe.
Branded.
No. Like a burn. I mean, yeah, not that
branded
intense.
by the chocolate cartel.
Yeah. I have a theory about when this happens in the movie.
When does this happen? I want to hear.
I think this is Wonka officially getting chased out of town because of the cartel. It's like the first big chase out.
He has to leave Noodle behind.
Because why would Hugo Loompa come with Timmy Wonka if he's leaving completely? Like, there's no point in Hugo Loompa kind of sticking around at this point unless they're officially going back to Loompa Land to drop him off, or it's interesting that Hugo Loompa's there.
Was it the right hand he was looking at when he was like,
I think it was his right hand.
Oh, I can look at the fucking trailer. It is his right hand. You're right. There's nothing on there. Maybe, he could be holding something. We don't know.
They haven't CGI'd it yet.
Yeah. He could have pulled something out of his bag. We don't know. We'll figure
it
out.
I think we're right. I think we're on the right track, though, of either I like that it's, like, handwritten, like you said, or it's just something that's, like, not fully there. It's going to be coming together, like, as
I think this is when something occurs to him. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think this is the part then when they, I think I even mentioned, maybe that's more of a prediction. But basically, yeah, I think this is the part where he almost gives up.
Yeah,
and
I
then
agree.
He's like, no, we're going to go do it. Because at this point, Hugo Loompa, again, the fact that he'd be slumming it with Timmy, to me, it suggests at this point they've got a little bit more of a, like, almost budding friendship at this point. Very interesting. Also, I'm looking at Timmy Wonka's face in this still I've made, and with the hands in the face, there's some wild things going on. You had brought up a good point, too, that I had also written a note on, is, like, it's also worth noting that Noodle is not in this scene. That seems like a pretty... intense scene, which also makes me, I've had a prediction that Noodle and Timmy Wonka will have a little bit of a falling out at some point. It'll be like
that, or he doesn't want her to leave behind the things she has. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, so he's gonna maybe lie to her about what's going on to protect her, kind of vibe, maybe.
Yeah, I hope he does. He's a little bit shitty to Noodle. Not because Noodle deserves it, but I think it would be in character. Do you know what I mean? Yes,
agreed. He needs to make some social faux pas moments and not realize, oh wait,
he needs to act in his own best interest a few times.
Yes.
I think.
Yep.
You know.
Because he's had to look out for himself for so long.
I think he should also have a little bit too much joy in getting back at Hugo Loompa. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, Like, he should enjoy it a little too much. This was my explorative essay I was writing, figuring out why I'm not against Timmy, you know?
Oh, I love it.
So, just because everyone seems so skeptical, and I was really thinking, the thing is if you watch the trailer, everyone is doing that level of performance. It's cringy theater kid, but literally everyone is cringy theater kid in this. I don't know if you guys have listened to any other line delivery except for maybe Keegan-Michael Key. Like, Keegan-Michael Key is the most grounded person in this movie, which is fucking nuts. Like, that's crazy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never think of Keegan-Michael Key and go, oh yeah, he's giving a grounded performance. Actually, I've seen Schmigadoon, that's a lie. But, you know what I mean? Like...
Yeah, no, I mean, he really is, like, the straight man, almost in a way. But he's still, like... It's just the way that he tries to get aggressive is so, like, not theatrical. Like, you're not on stage. Everyone has a lot of... They're on the stage. Which, for a kid's movie, is, like, that's what you want. Like, that's kind of the vibe. Yeah.
The thing is for me, there's been no evidence that his performance is outside the tone of the movie. So I'm waiting for more context, you know what I mean? And I think there are scenes that show, like, I think he does fit in the tone of the movie. This trailer did not raise any red flags for me. I also think, if your complaint is he's too theater kid, I'm sorry to say it, I think Gene Wonka's kind of theater kiddie. I like Gene Wonka, but he kind of is.
He is constantly quoting other pieces of media.
Do you know what I mean? And I could see this character mellowing out with age if he has those negative traits to be that kind of character. I do wonder where that darkness is going to come from, but, like, we don't know. We'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do wonder if Paul King is tapping into the... Do you remember that chapter in Glass Elevator where Wonka's like, why can't everyone be cool and nice and not greedy? People are so greedy and they just do shitty things with the things I make, and that's not my fault. I just wish people had more common sense and were nicer to each other. I wonder if he's doing that. Because that is a part of Wonka. People don't like to acknowledge it, but if we're going back to this...
He read that, right? He read The Glass Elevator. We confirmed that. So, like,
He's read things that Roald Dahl has written about Willy Wonka that no one else has. Do you know what I mean? He's read stuff from the archives about, like, his origins.
I fully love this idea. I fully support this.
So,
wow.
I don't think... But I think, as Wonka scholars, we have to pay attention that, like, that is also a part of Wonka.
Yeah.
I think it's a little overdramatic of him, but it is a part of Wonka. There is a part of Wonka that has this, like, weird despair about society. You know what I mean?
And again, like, young Wonka. Like,
not beaten down.
Merging adult, not unsure what the hell to do. Like, yeah.
I also think there is something about, he's very pathetic in this. He's got kind of a pathetic vibe, and there is something fun to me about a pathetic character.
I love, pathetic Willy Wonka. Arguably,
I mean, that's Wilford.
Already him. But, yeah, exactly. That's
Wilford. If it turns out he's the perfect Wilford Wonka origin, that would be fucking crazy. This whole time.
Fucking insane and amazing.
He discovers Celine Dion on a trip to...
If there's, like... if he makes a perfume in this movie, I'm gonna have to, like, tear bacon in half and eat it and then throw pillows. I don't even know what I mean. I just thought of the most aggressive thing, and that was it. That was the most aggressive act I could think of. Staring bacon.
Shall we talk about the prediction fallout?
Yes. Hit
All
me.
right, so I, from this trailer, got 3 confirmed correct, 2
Awesome.
very close. You got 4 correct, 1 in the right area.
Wow.
And 1 wrong.
That's absolutely shocking.
But we'll talk about it.
Wow.
So let's go through. Your first correct. Wonka will constantly doing small magic tricks. Also, Rube Goldberg machine.
Beautiful.
So you got 2. It's a shame those weren't 2 separate predictions.
Bummer, but that's
they
okay.
Probably should have been, but...
Yeah. Maybe we weren't inputting them at that point. It's fine. It can be 1.
Here's the craziest one. I cannot believe. This is another... I have a thing of predictions I believe won't be true and, like, have marked as disagree coming true because I said Wonka will have a dog. I've said that's one of my worst predictions I've ever made. However, at the very least, it's very close.
It's close. He has interacted with the dog for an extended amount of time to create something that would benefit said dog, which is way more than could have been expected.
I know. Wonka will have a dog. I said bad. He won't have a dog, obviously. Nope. He might. And at the very least, it's very close. It almost makes me mad that that's true. My note here is, how the fuck? That's all I wrote in the notes tab.
Absolutely hilarious.
So I moved, Hugo Loompa may be about to fall dramatically or die, and then Wonka saves him, which starts their friendship. I marked this as wrong, because it seems that their thing starts when he traps him in a jar. So kind of the opposite of that, if anything.
Yeah.
Is that fair to mark as wrong? I feel like we can
I think
make that
so.
hard.
Yeah.
The thing is like, there's a lot of things, like, we know Slugworth probably wasn't Wonka's childhood best friend, but do we know for sure? So, you know,
it's like we technically do, like, the chances are so slim, but like we technically don't have enough evidence to disprove it either, because we only have like 2 minutes of the film collectively.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the thing where we've actually seen their first like actual interaction.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is if they definitely start as enemies, so if their like true bond of friendship happens through a save like that,
true.
I think that can come back. But I do think for now it is actually safe to just go ahead and like nix it. But that would be the only case I feel like that it would be justified to revive it if that happened. But it really doesn't plot-wise seem possible at this point.
We can adjust is the thing. Like, these can be adjusted if it turns out we're wrong. So the next one, I said in Wonka 2023, Timmy Wonka will display some amount of kindness to an animal. And bitch, we got it.
Boom, you did it.
Woo!
Yoo-hoo!
Then we have your Try Guys one. That's in the right area. And now some sort of physical altercation in Wonka. That is correct. I can't... And then you had someone in the movie will be physically injured. Also correct. I'm counting the bonk on the head, right?
God, yes. Oh, yes.
Fireworks will go off in the Wonka movie. That was yours, Elaine. Correct.
Beautiful.
Also you, something will catch on fire. Also correct.
Oh, I love things catching fire. That sounded out of bad. That was not great. Anyway, yes.
I can't believe I got this. Someone will get a non-crucial body part smashed by a plastic hammer. Like, no one's gonna die. A hand, perhaps. And I'm marking this as very close, because what is a simple bonk on the head if not
a baton,
that?
boom, boom.
Right?
That's hilarious.
And it's not smash, but it is a non-crucial body part hit by something very much like a plastic hammer. I can't not count it. So it's very close. It's not
very
correct,
close.
But...
Some would argue the head is a crucial part of the body, but I like we've got everything going. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is crucial, but it's like top of the head. It's not his nose. Do you know what I mean? It is, but it's not going to
like a
cause
concussion or a brain injury versus like a little
say.
broken nose.
Yeah, I think the thing was I thought like a hammer was going to get smashed, but it's a plastic hammer. It can't do that much damage. So like,
that's fair. No, I do like that this is like in the close era though.
Get a non-crucial body part, but no one's going to die. So I think it counts for that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This one I'm very happy about. Someone will wear a tiny watch. Elaine, go to 0 minutes and 55 seconds. Who's got a fucking little watch on?
I have a theory.
Who's wearing a watch in that left corner?
Is it little Timmy Tim?
Phil Gruber's got a watch.
Oh, I'm looking at another... Wait, you said 0:55? I'm pretty sure Timmy has a little wristwatch on when he's doing his Wonka wash thing.
Oh, it's after that when he's handing out the chocolate. I was like, it could be a bracelet, so I didn't want to count the Timmy one. But if you go to when he's giving the chocolate cartel the hover chalk, Fickelgruber has undoubtedly a watch.
I'm going to just go with it. It's going to take me way too long to like go through this and find it perfectly. But I love it. And God bless Fickelgruber for being the one to bring it.
So I officially have moved this likely outcome, one of mine. We moved. Tom Davis is a gruff grunt work guy who Wonka meets as he's loading barrels onto a ship, and they develop a weird friendship where you think he hates Wonka, but then he buys one of his early candy bars and says something like, I always like the lad. I moved this to likely false, but I'm going to give it in the right area if he has that redemption. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's
But I did move it to a likely false. This one I don't think will be accurate. This is an area I just have things to discuss because I just wanted to bring these up to see how we felt about them and what we thought, because I think in light of this trailer, it's interesting. Wonka will try and play matchmaker for two elderly people. Now, I don't think this will happen, but if he gets Scrub It and Bleach It together as like a distraction plot, I could see Noodle scheming to get them together. Now that she's Mrs. Scrub It, makes things more complicated, I think.
Well, she might be a widow.
It's true, she might be a widow.
So...
We don't know. But I think if that happens, I'm going to give me an in the right area. It's not likely, but I just thought in a new light.
Inadvertent thing that he does that still gets them together, I think can also count in that situation.
Or if Noodle tries to matchmaker them, do you know what I mean? Like, it's still in the right area, you know?
Yeah, right area.
I also wanted to mention again my small device like a robot prediction. Looking good for me.
Looking very good. Very exciting.
So I do want to discuss. We had Rowan Atkinson as Wonka's dad or father figure, but we modified this too. If Wonka calls him father in the priestly sense, we count this. He's named Father Julian. So if Wonka says the name Father Julian, I gotta fucking win, ladies and gents.
Good. Oh, that's so
I'm like, if he's got Father Julian, there's a good chance, guys.
Oh my
If Wonka says the word father to him, I will lose my mind. Is Wonka Catholic? Who knows? This is another one. Someone will wear a pot on their head. Elaine, Will this count if he has the teapot in the hat that's on his head? Because it has to, right?
Well, it depends on if he
has the hat on, pulls it off, and pulls
I guess
the teapot
we're gonna
out.
have to come up with, I don't know. Because for some of these we've been really cruel on ourselves and we've had to be very specific.
Well, that's what
to
very
get it
close
right.
in the right area are.
But right area for sure. A kitchen wearing a hat. I mean, what are the odds of that?
Yeah, if it was like a plate in a hat.
If he has it on his head and then he takes it off, I think
it has to be correct. Yeah,
yes.
I'm like, there's no way. If it is that, if he just pulls it out of the hat, it's in the right area because that's it's too close not to count. We also have from you, Keegan-Michael Key's character has an Iago character art, morally ambiguous, chaotic, neutral, and I kind of feel like there's a good chance of that.
Yeah, it seems a little.
Because somebody's going to come around, it could be him.
Yeah,
and I just wanted to do a reckoning with you because you said last episode when I made a prediction about having bongos in the movie. Or having him play bongos, do you know what I mean? And you were like, well, that's great because you already have a prediction about playing bongos. That he'll do that. I don't. You do, and you have a prediction that there's no bongos. So we have.
I remember talking about bongos, and I was like, sure. No bongos.
No bongo presents, you said. So there we go.
Just gonna be playing bongos. It's gonna piss me off. That's really
funny. Now that we've done all that, here's our statistics thus far. So I have 14% of my predictions have been reckoned with at this point, which is more than I thought.
Yeah.
I have 9% correct, 2% very close, 1% the right area, and 3% wrong. 10% of yours have been reckoned with. You have 4% correct, 0% very close, 1% in the right area, and 5% wrong.
Nice.
But as a whole, 13% of our predictions are correct and 8% are wrong. So we're doing better.
That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah.
I'm using percentages because I have more predictions than Elaine. So it's also the fact that I have more predictions, but it is good to know that, like, I think just my predictions have shown up earlier.
Yeah.
You know?
I do actually have one note I forgot to make, and it is about Rowan Atkinson, because we really didn't talk about him in the trailer. He's there very briefly. I feel like he must not have a huge role because we really have seen literally nothing about him.
Yeah.
But when Hugo Loompa, the elevator opens and he's in his little, like, rocket outfit, pops the wings out, that's in the church.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, that's in the church, which means we're fighting actively with Father Julius for reasons unknown. But yeah, it's in the church.
How do you know it's in the church?
Because you can compare the columns in the... You can compare the columns in the... Those concepts are the same.
Oh my god.
I don't think I grabbed screenshots for that one, but I was that's anyway, so it's interesting.
Unrelated, the 0.25 speed, the audio cue and the 0.25 speed of the Timmy Wonka after I haven't had a bonk on the head is so funny
good
to me.
It's so good. It's my favorite. It's so good. It's so, I honestly, if you need something to fill your time with, watch this trailer, 0.25x.
We've learned so much from this. I'm so glad you compared the columns. That makes me so happy.
Yeah. Anyway, I had not really thought about Rowan Atkinson really technically actually ever interacting with Willie. Like,
You're so right! Fuck! That's crazy!
Like, I just didn't. But, like, now we know for a fact that Hugo Loompa's, like, going to war.
Yeah,
so I'm like, okay, this is weird. So unexpected.
Yeah, the Oompa Loompas have an army, which is wild.
The scrumptious match.
All right, predictions.
Number
1 for me. Wonka's going to rig the fountain in the center to be a chocolate fountain.
Love
Do we
it.
just want to go back and forth for these?
Sure. The scene when Timmy Wonka first sets up his chocolate hails back to a memory he has of his mother or someone close to him setting up their shop or something similar. And he goes, okay, they did it. Maybe I can do it. So, like, he's doing that classic, like, young thing where they're like, okay, I once saw this great person I know who did a really fantastical version, and now here's my shitty recreation of it. Yeah. Does that make sense? That kind of vibe? Yes.
I think I'm saying that some of these I said earlier, but it's just when I write down these predictions, it's nice having it all in one area. So I think Noodles sets Willie up, and he was supposed to pull something cooler out of the hat.
Love it.
Like maybe he was supposed to pull out a chocolate to endear her to him. You know
yeah, or there was something she was missing or something, and he was going to solve it and be cool and flop. A womp womp. I'm going to use mine. I said earlier too, Wonka is getting chased out of town by the cartel, and then we'll discover something from his past or a hint that will give him the strength to go back and win. And I believe this is the boat scene.
At the end of the movie, Wonka is going to be successful, and for a moment he imagines his mom in the crowd.
I think they'll... I just like entered the hat roast moment again where it's just I believe that there will be a moment where something is noted for us, the viewers, by suddenly the pattern is glowing. So, like, for example, we were talking about him looking at his hand. If the lines on his hand start glowing, they're not actually glowing in real life, but it's like, oh, the hint, I see it. I think we're going to have some kind of glowing, lit up hint like that happen in this movie.
I will say, I do think, I'm going to make an official prediction. What he has on his hand is something he wrote down earlier. That's what I think it is.
I love it. And I'll say... it's a palm reading. I'm going to go with a palm reading, something adjacent. I love this.
I think the song where he imagines the factory is when Hugo Loompa and him visit the wintry castle. I mean, I think that's very... that's obviously more inference, but we have to be allowed to make inferences. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we can both have beyond that prediction if you want, because we both agree on that, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty solid with that, for sure. Yeah.
Make a note. And then I have... do you want to both get in on the Piper Benz as an engineer?
Yeah.
Lottie Bell is an operator and Abacus Crunch is an accountant. Okay, that'll be for both of us. Those are my main ones. I don't think I have any others. I think
those were most of mine. I'll save some for other episodes, seeing as I'm never prepared for predictions except for this episode.
Yeah, it's the one where we try.
Oh, I actually had them written down. That's crazy.
I know, same. We try once every time a trailer releases, then we never try again. You know what's gonna be scary? You know how like before movies come out, they release those 2-minute clips? That's gonna be scary.
Oh boy.
You know when they
are we allowed to watch those or not? That's the question.
We have to,
because like
it breaks the seal. It'll make it less stressful for us. They're gonna release a full song.
That's
like
true.
2 weeks before the movie comes out. You know what I mean?
They have to.
I guess that's about it. Holy shit. Elaine looks like she just had a vision. What did you think of?
I think they might sing Pure Imagination when they're in the castle daydreaming about the factory. And then the reprise is when he finally has the factory.
Oh. You think there's going to be a Pure Imagination in this?
I think there must be something. I mean, if it's not Pure Imagination, I feel like they're going to take that hook of it.
A musical nod to it.
And I guess, like, to give myself some wiggle
imagination
room.
Too. You know what I mean?
Right. To give myself some wiggle room in this. And, like, if it's too broad, that's fair. But, like, whatever, like, the Pure Imagination song of this movie is, the, like, banger or whatever that, like, relates to similar themes. Because I feel like they're going to mirror it. I mean, clearly they're using it in the trailer. So it, like, has to be sprinkled in the movie, though, at some point. They've bothered to get an orchestra.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe the castle with this daydream... you know, like, that's where we're starting, and then it can, like, pop back. And I don't know, maybe it's when he's talking to Noodle, but I feel like that's a really strong possibility.
So your prediction is, like, a musical nod to Pure Imagination, or just Pure Imagination?
You know what? I think I have two predictions here. One, I think that we will have a song that is a nod to Pure Imagination, and it'll be, like, the one you belt from this, like, whatever. My second prediction is I think that this banger song is going to happen in the castle that they're daydreaming in the factory.
Perfect.
Starts happening. That's I'll throw that at the wall.
This is a thematic thought I'm having. So we think about it. If we're thinking about Gene Wonka, because this isn't Gene Wonka, but it's so obviously a nod to Gene Wonka, that's who they're taking the biggest inspo from. If we think about that, the one thing that he is very confident in is his imaginational ability. He is so confident in that. That whole song is pure imagination. There's no life I know compared to pure imagination.
Yeah.
You know, all these sorts of things. Wonka, in this movie, seems to have some insecurity around that because people keep telling him to stop daydreaming. So maybe that's what this movie is about, is keeping that sense of childhood whimsy. You know, we know his mom died, right? That's pretty obvious from all this. Either after his mom dies, he, like, retreats into very big imagination, or he feels like he needs to get really serious and forgets what his mom was always telling him to believe in his dreams.
And those chocolates aren't as good anymore because he can't, like, fully dream.
Yeah. I feel like that is his mom's big thing, is that he always wanted her to be a dreamer, and that's what, like, him to be a dreamer, and that's what this movie's about, is him, like, meeting his own ambitions, because that does kind of tie into Gene Wonka's whole thing.
And it circles back to that thing I mentioned too about he says I'm an inventor ... and chocolate maker.
We fucking got it. Gotcha, bitch. Solved it. Gotcha, bitch.
Solved it.
We don't even need the screener copy. We'll watch it in our heads at this point.
Why did that give me chills? It really wasn't too, like,
it
was
good.
Fantastic. That felt great.
It feels like what we've been trying to do this whole podcast is get some big revelation that, like, I feel confident about.
And I feel very confident, and I like that as a storyline.
Yes, same. That checks
Wow.
out to me.
I stood up. That's always a good sign.
Elaine
if I
did
stand up on this podcast.
she did a little scoodle around.
A little scoodle.
That's a fun word. I should use that word. Wow.
Okay, wow.
Holy shit. That felt great.
That was
This
a
is
great
invigorating.
way.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of Wonka-Watch. Holy fucking shit.
Whoa.
If you enjoyed listening and you have thoughts, opinions, go send us an email over at wonkarapture@gmail.com. And you can also follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Wonka-Watch. On TikTok, I've been putting up some fun TikToks from the Hat Roast over the last week, so you can go and check those out and watch us be mad at each other on camera and say bold statements. You can also go and support us on buymeacoffee.com/WonkaWatch. And today, people who support us over there, we do commentary tracks. We do little fun videos. We are going to be releasing later this month. We put out the Anastasia commentary track a few days ago, and we're going to be putting out a video of us roasting some Wonka Halloween costumes. So that'll be quite fun. But you can go and support us over there, and everybody who does support us gets a fun little song.
Oh.
Whee! And today we have one person to celebrate, and that person is Izzy. And Izzy sent us the absolute sweetest message. They said, I've been following y'all since episode 8 and have been an avid listener since. I've gone through a high school graduation, 3 job changes, a first car, first apartment, and first fur baby. I couldn't explain how much this podcast means to me and will miss it when the rapture occurs. All good things must come to an end, and I want to thank you for making my Wednesdays something to look forward to.
Oh,
It's so nice.
Shucks.
Oh,
shucks.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Oh, gosh. Oh, Shuckleberry pie.
But Izzy will be getting a song to the song Spirit Riders.
Oh, fuck. I'm getting like Western vibe or like medieval orchestra.
It's Western.
Okay. Well,
Good for the talk singing.
they say some things about this town. They say there is a big old clown, but there's only one way to take him down. It's the only way that can be with Izzy. Izzy, yes. Izzy is the present, but in the past is Wuzzy. Didn't even know that the dog was fuzzy. Went out and ride in the western hill and then saw that clown and thought, I must kill Izzy. We'll make that clown a Wuzzy. Riding around on the saddle of the bone, and the dog is running, and the clown keeps honking on the horn, but Izzy keeps on running. And through the night and the moon in the sky, they know that this end will die, and the fight can only happen soon under the moon. Now the rattling snake. Hiss, 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 goodbye.
So that was about killing a clown? An evil clown?
That was inspired by Ringo. There's a lot of like spoken word Western songs that are just a thing. I don't know what's happened to me in the past like year, but I've gotten really into them. I'm like, oh, this is silly. If you look up the Bonanza soundtrack, you will find Ringo. And it's
I thought
fabulous.
you were talking about Ringo from the Beatles, and I was like, how?
Which I realized that not a lot of people are going to follow me instantly. That brought me so much joy. I love doing.
Look, he's making the niche references now.
Like, look at that. But yes, Izzy was a like cowboy vigilante going off to kill this clown that was terrorizing the
I love
town.
that.
And the moon
Well, thank you
was up.
so much, Izzy. That was incredibly sweet.
Thank you so much. Yes.
And, thank you everybody so much for listening. You know what? I was mad about this being our 100th episode, but now that we kind of like figured out the theme of the movie, I think I'm kind of okay about it. I don't know.
I'm pretty okay with it.
That was fun.
It's pretty silly.
Maybe because our expectations were so low.
They were. And honestly, let's be real. Timothy Chalamet getting his head thrown in ice water by
That's what this
Keegan-Michael
podcast
Key.
feels like every week for me. So
Literally.
it was nice to know he experienced it for a minute.
That scene made it for me. That scene brought
Same.
it back. That's really
We have hope.
beautiful.
But with that being said, despite this feeling pretty important, Hugo Loompa is not that important.
Not that
We barely even talked about it.
We didn't even really
Get into
Don't
our
worry, it'll
feelings.
happen. You'll hear it, but there.
Yeah, we'll discuss on a later episode. But I think you can infer the vibe.
You can infer how we feel. It's
You can infer our predilections.
yes,
But it's not that important.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
And the rattle of the snake and the hiss, hiss, hiss.